All right, guys.
Celeste.
Be quiet.
Thanks, Celeste.
Okay. So we are solving inequalities. So we're going to still draw our line, and we're still going to do the opposite operation. So it says solve x minus 6 is greater than or equal to negative 10. So what do I do to get x by itself?
Add 6.
Add 6 because it's a negative 6. And do I have more negatives or positives?
More negative.
How many more?
4.
So then x is, what's my symbol?
X is greater than equal to.
Greater than or equal to. We didn't switch the sign, okay? The sign stayed the same.
Wait, so when do you have to switch it?
We'll talk about that when we get there. Great question. So then if I'm graphing it, I do like when you have to make your own number lines, I want you to put 3 numbers on your number line. So I want you to put negative 4, and then I want you to put the number before and after that number. So what comes before negative 4?
Negative 5.
And then what comes after?
Negative 3.
Okay, so is my circle going to be open or closed?
Close.
Because it could equal negative 4. And then where is my arrow going to go?
To the right.
To the right.
To the right, because that's where the numbers are greater. Questions on that one?
No.
Okay. Example 2. I have to solve both of these this time and then graph the solution. So y plus 8 is less than or equal to 5. I'm still going to draw my line down the middle. What would I do to get y by itself? Subtract 8.
You have more negative.
8. Do I have more negatives or positives?
Negatives.
More negatives. How many more?
3.
So y is
Less than equal to 3.
negative 3. Okay? If I was graphing that one,
Negative 3.
what comes before negative 3?
Negative 4.
And what comes after?
Negative 2.
Open or closed circle?
Close.
Closed because it could
Equal
equal negative 3. And then where are the numbers less than that?
to the left.
To the left. Okay? This one, we have a decimal. Negative 8 is less than 1 4/10 plus m. How do I get m by itself?
Minus 1.4.
Subtract.
7.
Okay, if I have 8 negatives and I have 1.4 more negatives, how many total negatives do you have?
Oh.
6.6.
I only have negative numbers. So if I have negative 8
Negative 9.4.
and I have,
Negative 9.
stop. If I have negative 8 and I have 1.4 more negatives, how many total negatives do you have?
Oh, 9.4.
Negative
Negative.
9.4.
That's
Okay? And then my sign still stays the same as less than m. How do I rewrite that though so that m comes first? Well, m is greater than negative 9.4.
Does that M always have to be?
It makes more sense to me because this to me, negative 9.4 is less than m. If we were asking you to check solutions, is it easier to read it this way or this way and tell me, is 10 an answer?
bottom. That's one. And then
It's just easier for me to read it that way. That way, if I'm asking you, okay, so is 10 an answer or is negative 10 an answer?
I mean, yeah, it's easier.
So that's why I would rewrite it that way.
Have to.
Yes, and it's easier to graph it that way as well, I think. So you don't have to, but if you start missing your graphs, I'm going to make you. So negative 9.4, what comes before negative 9.4? Negative 10.
Or 10.
And then what comes after negative 9.4?
8.
Negative, we could just say 9, right? That comes after. Or 8, yeah, that's fine. I'll put 8.
Open circle to the right.
Open circle because it can't equal that number, and then towards the
Right.
right because it's greater. Questions on that one?
No.
Okay. I think I have one more example. Oh, we gotta zoom in because I cannot read that. Can you guys read that? Okay. A circuit overloads at 1,800 watts of electricity. You plug a microwave oven that uses 1,100 watts of electricity into the circuit. Write and solve an inequality that represents how many watts you can add to the circuit without overloading the circuit. And then B, in addition to the microwave oven, which of the following appliances can you plug into the circuit at the same time without overloading the circuit? Okay, so important things. What do we need to know out of that paragraph?
How much each thing, or how much watts?
What is it that it's like that will overload it? What number is it that it'll overload the circuit? 1,800, right? 1,800 watts of electricity, you'll overload the circuit. So if you plug a microwave oven that uses 1,100 watts into the electricity circuit, we have to write an inequality that represents how many watts you can add to the circuit without overloading it. Okay, so if we have our microwave plugged in, how many watts are already there?
1,100.
So if we plug in the microwave, it's 1,100 watts that we've already used, right? Can we plug more things into that plug though?
No.
Why not?
I mean, yes, you can.
Yeah, we can, right? So if I'm going to plug more in, what operation is that going to be? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? Plus, right? More, I can add more to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know how much more we can add to it?
No.
So that's our variable
X.
x. Okay. And then what's our maximum that we can plug into that circuit?
1,800.
1,800. Okay.
Greater than equal to.
Okay. If we put greater than or equal to, can I plug? So we're saying if we write it like this, we're saying that whatever we plug in on this side can be greater than or equal to 1,800. Is that true?
No, I meant the other one.
No. Okay, our maximum is 1,800. So that means that whatever we have plugged into the circuit has to be less than or equal to 1,800 because we could get up to 1,800, right? Questions on writing the inequality? This is kind of like that pool one that you had on your assignment, the maximum capacity. Okay, how do you solve it?
You subtract 100.
I subtract
1,000.
1,100. I get x is less than or equal to
900.
900. Did it tell us to graph it? Nope. Okay, but B says, so this is your answer to part A. In addition to the microwave oven, which of the following appliances can you plug into the circuit at the same time without overloading the circuit? Can I plug in a clock radio with our
Yes.
microwave and not overload the circuit?
Yes, because it's
Okay.
1,100.
So we would say clock radio
100.
because that is less than 900, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one works. How about a blender?
Yep.
Yep, because the 300 is less than 900. How about a hot plate?
Yep.
Yep.
It's less.
Is 1,200 less than 900?
Oh, no.
No, so this one cannot because that would overload our circuit, right? It's greater than 900.
We're saying yes. You're like,
Because somebody else said yes, so I was like, yes, really? Mary?
Wouldn't it be 700?
Wouldn't what be 700?
When you
Oh, yeah, it would.
subtract 1,800 and 1,100?
it's
Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording just a second. What's the question? So this should actually be 700 because we subtracted wrong. Okay, so if we go back though, the clock radio still works because 50 is less than 700, right? The blender still works because 300 is less than 700. Our hot plate still doesn't work because 1,200 is bigger than 700. What about our toaster?
Doesn't work.
That one doesn't work because 800 is not smaller than 700. So just our clock radio and our blender can be plugged in. Questions?